Yeah, they've definitely got to come out. They're going to focus on her, but the Huskies do have a few more players that can step up. But I think my guess is the seniors especially, they're going to have a lot of emotion. They're going to want to go out on top, and I think they're going to put on a nice show for the fans today here in Orem.
You mentioned that the Huskies have a few more players, and we'll highlight two of them really quick. One of them is Taylor Jefferson, a 5'4" sophomore guard from Houston, Texas. She's averaging 9 points per game and is the best three-point shooter for the Huskies at 31% on the season. And another player that we want to keep an eye on today for the Huskies is Erin McGarrigan, a sophomore from Cumbernauld, Scotland. She averages 8.5 points per game and 6 rebounds. So it's not just a one-player show here for the Huskies. They do have a couple other players. Before we get to the senior night festivities and the starting lineups, really quick, Justin, what is one thing that you're going to keep an eye on from the Wolverine side?
I'm going to look at the defense down low. That's something that Coach Nixon, she spoke about earlier, focusing on stopping Shanice Steenholt and see if they can get the collective effort, helping a lot, switching, and forcing her to be very uncomfortable.
Houston Baptist Huskies and UVU Wolverines. It is senior night here in Orem, Utah, and we will have a ceremony coming up here in just a moment, followed by the starting lineups and then the tip-off where the Wolverines have an opportunity to win the Great West Conference Championship outright. If they don't do that, they still have a share. Welcome to Orem, Utah, where the Wolverines will play the Huskies. Before we get to the starting lineups and the game itself, we have some senior night festivities where we will celebrate 6 seniors, and there are some tremendous players on this team that will be graduating soon.
Yeah, especially they're going to be highlighting the career of Sammy Jensen. She's had a very good career here at UVU and well on her way to probably the player of the conference once again.
Yep, she won the Great West Conference Player of the Year last season. Mike Jacobson is down on the floor, the athletic director for the Wolverines. This is his final year too, so this is the last time that Mike Jacobson will be giving out awards as the athletic director, and that position has not been filled yet. So there's a lot of change coming for not only the athletic department, but the players themselves.
Yeah, making the jump to the WAC next year, so this will be the final time in the Great West for the Wolverines.
Right there on the screen is Dr. Melissa McLean. She has spent the last 8 years as the team doctor here at UVU. She'll be leaving the Wolverine program and moving to Pennsylvania. We're not exactly sure whether she will be a doctor for a specific team over there or just a regular practice, but obviously, you know, the Wolverines are going to miss her and the dedication she's had to the team. Dr. Melissa McLean. She's actually moving today, so it's amazing she found the time to fit this in. All right, also walking onto the floor, Tasha Sanborn, a native of Spanish Fork, Utah, and a graduate of Spanish Fork High School. She has seen 16 games in her career and has scored 27 total points, grabbed 35 rebounds. She had career highs of 6 points and 8 rebounds against Walla Walla last season. And, you know, she's doesn't get a lot of recognition in the game, Justin, but I'm sure she's been a mainstay practice-wise. You know, it's important that you have players that can push the starters in practice.
Definitely. She's been a good role player, helping out in practice, preparing the starters and the other players for upcoming games. And, you know, it's often overlooked, but they are definitely part of the team.
Tasha Sanborn from Spanish Fork, Utah. Walking onto the floor now, a senior and a storied athlete. You wouldn't know this from her basketball career, but Sarah Clement was the Great West Conference Volleyball Player of the Year last year in 2011. She spent her first 4 seasons as a college athlete playing volleyball, a great one for UVU. And then with her final year of eligibility, she decided to walk on for basketball and has seen some significant time. She started 1 game at Houston Baptist. She had 10 rebounds in that start. And she has been a mainstay off the bench and is probably the number 1 hustle player and kind of garbage player that the Wolverines has, who does what it takes to get the things done that don't necessarily come up in the stat box.
Yeah, we've definitely seen the athletic ability, switching sports between volleyball and now basketball. You know, not everybody graduates in 4 years, and she just took advantage of playing another sport and has really helped this Wolverine team.
Walking onto the floor now is Allie Finch Cardwell. If you've been listening to us all season, it's no surprise and no shock that I'm a big fan of Allie. She had a career best game on Wednesday night versus Cal State Bakersfield. And she has spent the last 2 seasons with UVU after spending 2 years at Snow. She averages, for her career, 5.4 points per game, 3 rebounds, 2.3 assists. And this year, she's increased those numbers to 6.7 points and 3.5 rebounds. And she is just a extremely versatile player, probably the best defender on the team, and is invaluable to this Wolverine program.
Yeah, she's definitely one of those players where she doesn't always, what she does doesn't always show up on the stat sheet, but she definitely makes her impact every game that she's playing.
And last game, she played a lot of point guard in the second half, so she's probably played a lot of small forward and power forward position, but she's so versatile, like you mentioned, that she can go down and play point. Speaking of point guards, here is Sydney Gray, the regular starter at point guard for the UVU. She is from American Fork, Utah. She is 6th all-time at UVU in assists, and she's played in 106 games here for the Wolverines. This year, she's averaging career highs in points with 4.6 and assists with 2.7 per game, and she is the Wolverines' best free throw shooter at 78%. Sydney Gray from American Fork, Utah. She is a starter, been starting all season long, and Coach Nixon has always praised her ability to get the team in good shots and take care of the basketball. Something you need on a successful basketball team. Casey Mansfield from American Fork, Utah. She played with Sydney in high school. 4-year starter. She's played in 118 games, and she'll go down in the record books as the all-time leader at UVU in games played. She scored a career-high 28 points a month ago against Houston Baptist on the road, and she was a part of the 2009-2010 team as a freshman that won the first ever Great West Conference tournament, and she was named to the all-tournament team as a freshman, averaging 10 points and 11 boards in that tournament. And she, especially the second half of this season, Justin, has just been playing exceptional basketball.
Yeah, definitely. Casey, someone that we mention a lot during the game. She's one of those kind of the big 3 with Sammy Jensen, and now Tina Doty has kind of stepped into that role. Kind of the main players here on this Wolverine team, and she's definitely going to be missed by the teammates, but as with all things, there will be a change, and someone will step up and replace her.
On Wednesday night against Bakersfield, she had a rough going in the first half. Registered no points, was in foul trouble, didn't play a lot. And then in the second half of the game, she really established herself, and she finished with, I think it was 14 points in the second half, and it was one of the reasons that the Wolverines were able to overcome that early deficit. And then, as you can see on the screen, Sammy Jensen, and there's not a lot of time and words that can explain how much she has been to this program. And that's Sammy Jensen. We'll talk about her much more today. We're going to take a quick break here before the starting lineups and the game begins. Sammy Jensen, arguably the greatest player to ever play here at UVU Women's College Basketball. We'll take a break and we'll be back with more here on UVU TV.
Costa Vida was born on the beach, so the coast inspires how we prepare everything, from our crisp salads to our irresistible burritos. And with more fresh sauces and salsas to choose from, meals at Costa Vida are truly a custom experience. Costa Vida, the coast is calling.
Dawn is breaking at Utah Valley University. 33,000 students are descending on campus. What are they after? Knowledge? Opportunity? They might be pursuing an MBA, an automotive certificate, or a bachelor's degree in philosophy. But despite their different paths, they share a common understanding.
Welcome to Utah Valley University, home to an educational philosophy that engages its students in hands-on, practical education. I invite you to learn more about one of Utah's largest, fastest growing, and most dynamic universities.
Gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Senior night in Orem, Utah. Sammy Jensen was just honored a few minutes ago. She'll go down as the career leader as a Wolverine in rebounding. She has scored over 1,000 points, and today she can eclipse the 1,000 rebound mark as well. And she has just been an unbelievable player. She is second in the nation in rebounding per game at 14 rebounds, 9th in double-doubles, and she'll be missed.
Definitely.
All right, let's get to the starting lineups here. The Huskies of Houston Baptist. Starting at guard, number 11, Taylor Jefferson. Number 14, Aaron McGarrahan at guard as well, along with number 12, Wiebke Bruns. Number 20 at forward, the standout sophomore, Shanice Steenholt. And finally at center, number 21, Rachel Arthur at 5'7". Not a lot of height on this team, so the Wolverines could have some stuff going down low.
Yeah, look for Sammy Jensen and Casey Mansfield to try to get the position early and do the best that we've seen them do all year.
Yeah, the Wolverines have really been at their best, Justin, this year when they're able to establish the low post and get Mansfield and Jensen involved. And it's kind of interesting and funny that there are long periods of time in games where Jensen or Mansfield won't touch the basketball.
Yeah, definitely. They kind of use them as decoys, and a lot of the time it opens up the outside shots. We've seen Tina Doty. We've seen other members of the team as well.
All right, for the Wolverines, starting at point guard, Sydney Gray. There is starting power forward, Sammy Jensen. We have already talked about her a little bit. Tina Doty, fairly new to the starting lineup. She spent the first half of the season on the bench. She's a starter now and the second leading scorer for the Wolverines. There's Casey Mansfield starting at forward as well. And finally, Whitney Jenkins, number 33, a junior from Salt Lake City. And against Houston Baptist a month ago, she played 37 of the 40 minutes. And she averaged, not average, but in that game against Houston Baptist, she had 8 points and 7 rebounds. So Whitney Jensen is kind of similar to Allie Finch-Cardwell in the sense that she kind of, plays a lot of defense, can score, rebound, play make, all the above. Wolverines are on the floor waiting for the Huskies, and we'll get ready for the tip-off here in Orem, Utah. How important, Justin, is it for the Wolverines to get off to a good start?
Well, that's something that Coach Nixon always looks for, is the team to come out with the intensity. We mentioned senior days over and over. There's going to be different emotions. We'll see how they react to playing their final game here as members of Utah Valley University.
Jensen and Steinholt for the tip, and the Wolverines will gather control first. Gray has the ball for UVU, calling out the play. Looks like it could have been a little reach there, no call. 13 on the shot clock. Wide open jumper for Casey, long and deflected out of bounds by Sammy Jensen.
Houston Baptist pretty active there on the defensive end. Kind of a forced shot, even though it was open. Not too good of a start for the Wolverines.
Would you rather see Casey in a situation like that take the open jumper or attack the rim?
I maybe do a little pump fake move and then try going in, if not picking up the foul.
Huskies with the basketball. And that's good. Number 14, Aaron McGarrigan from Scotland hits a three for the Huskies. They're not a good three-point shooting team at only 26% on the season, but they score first here in Orem. Jenkins misses, tries to save it, and it falls into the hands of Taylor Jefferson. Deflected through the arms of Rachel Arthur, and then another three-pointer, no good. Jensen taps it out to Cindy Gray. She's got Mansfield all alone. Can she finish with the left hand? Casey Mansfield.
Nice fundamental bounce pass there by Cindy Gray, finding Mansfield for the simple left-handed layup.
3-2 here in Orem. That's Rachel Arthur and Vibeke Bruns with the basketball. They have two players in the starting lineup outside of the U.S. That's Bruns is one of them, and McGarrigan is the other from Scotland.
Here early, they've been keying on Steinholt, as we talked about. She hasn't touched the ball yet.
McGarrigan, mid-range, is good for Houston Baptist.
McGarrigan showing she's not shy here. She'll step up and make those shots with a quick 5 points.
She averages 8.5 points per game on the season, already at 5. Perfect 2 of 2, a three-pointer and a mid-range jumper. Jensen cut off. Nice pass down to Mansfield. And we have a jump ball here. Wasn't sure if that was a clean block or...
Yeah, it looked like there was a little bit of contact on that to me, but
right.
I guess the official must have missed that one.
Great pass there from Jensen. I mean, we've said this before, but it's worth repeating on senior night. What can't she do?
She's the closest player I've seen to the closest female player I've seen to LeBron James as far as her overall ability to do everything: handle the ball, shoot, drive, pass, you name it. She basically can do it.
Yeah, she displayed her passing abilities there. I mean, there's not many players that we've seen, especially in the Great West Conference, that can make that pass from the high post to a cutter in the low block. 5-2. Jensen deflected. Sydney, Tina, first three of the game, off the back of the rim, and rebounded by the Huskies. There's Arthur on the rebound. Nice play there to strip her. Is there a foul, or was she out of bounds? Out of bounds on UVU. Good effort there by the Wolverines. 17:09 remaining here in the first half. 5-2. Wolverines struggling to score early. This game's very similar to the one on Wednesday night against Bakersfield. Bakersfield got out to a 9-2 lead before the Wolverines got comfortable and settled down. Missed three there by the Huskies. A lot of contact down there.
Yeah, early in the game, the officials are just letting them play.
Jensen, nice pass to Mansfield. Can she finish? And we have a jump ball here. That will stay with the Wolverines. So Casey, that's 2 times in a row down low where she's been unable to finish off good entry passes.
Taylor Jefferson, just stuck her hand right on the ball. Good call with the jump ball, and it'll stay with the Wolverines.
Allie Finch-Cardwell, player of the game against Bakersfield on Wednesday, checks in early as the point guard. We talked about that in the pregame, that she's so versatile, and it looks like she's going to play a lot of point guard here today. And the Wolverines go big right down to Jensen. Low block with the right hand, no good. And I think right there, more than anything, probably was a foul, but it shows how much respect she gets as a player from the officials, because there's been some bumps early on that had not been called. Second Jensen gets bumped, he's to the free throw line.
Yeah, they definitely know Jensen, what she does, the numbers she's put up. She's getting that treatment, especially here on senior night at home. Got to be happy for the Wolverines.
If there's any game to give a little royal treatment to UVU's best player here, it's probably senior night. Jensen makes both. If she does have a weakness, she's not the best free throw shooter on the team, but comes up with 2 free throws in the early parts of this game. 5-4 Huskies, they have the basketball. That was Vibeke Bruns on the turnover. Allie at the point. Something she's new to. I asked Coach Nixon in the post game against Bakersfield. She made it sound like an incredible pass down there and a stripped away. Nice look by Allie, but she made it seem like Allie's been playing point all year. And granted, I haven't been on the road, but to my recollection, last game was the first time she played exclusive point guard.
Yeah, it's definitely an advantage to have a player that can come in like that. Isn't a traditional point guard, but can still bring the ball up the court, run the offense, and make everyone feel comfortable.
Yeah, and what an advantage the Wolverines have with her at the point, and looks like it could be a turnover there. Excellent hustle play by Vibeke Bruns, who dumps it off to, no, she kept it herself and finished. Vibeke Bruns for Houston Baptist, but what an advantage it is for UVU to be able to put Allie in at the 1, and they can pretty much go. I mean, Allie Finch is at 5'11". They can pretty much play 5 players that are 5'7" and taller.
Definite advantage with the smaller Houston Baptist team. So far, though, they've been struggling offensively.
Sarah Clement misses the close-range shot after Tina came up short on a layup. 7-4 here. Houston Baptist trying to play spoiler, and Casey with the steal. Wolverines trying to push with 15-24. Next dead ball will be a timeout. Can the Wolverines inch a little closer here in the early part of this game on Orem? Whitney steps into a long 2. Short. Sarah comes up with the offensive rebound. And the Wolverines will reset.
There was a nice move there by Whitney Jenkins. I would have liked to see her go in a little bit more. She got the pump fake and kind of settled for the deep shot.
Nice take there by Casey. That's something you wanted to see on that first possession of the game, was her get to the rim. She's 2 of 5 with 4 points for UVU. And Sarah with a nice defensive contest. Allie Finch pushing it. They have numbers. There's Whitney, coast to coast. Allie Finch, Cardwell. 30-second timeout will be taken here by the Huskies after a quick 4-0 run. Allie Finch Cardwell off the bench, making a play.
Yeah, coming in, hustling. She's out and running, makes a nice fake, and then puts it in for the easy bucket, giving the Wolverines the first lead here in the game.
Leading the way for the Wolverines is Casey Mansfield with 4 points on 2 of 5 shooting, and for the Huskies early on, it is the sophomore from Scotland, Erin McGarrigan, with 5 points on 2 of 3 shooting. Wolverines as a team not shooting a very good percentage early on at 27%, but as the game goes on, that typically rises. So as a team on the season, they're a 39% shooting team. So if they shoot 27% today, it could be a long day for them, but typically they shoot better than this.
Yeah, Houston Baptist, they've come out with a lot of hustle plays and things. We'll see. A lot of the time teams come, the altitude gets to them, and they kind of slow it down, start getting those tired legs.
In a lot of ways, this game resembles what happened Wednesday night against Bakersfield, where Bakersfield jumped out early, shot really well, and by the end of the game, Bakersfield ended up losing by 20, and we're down in the 30s shooting percentage. So kind of has the same feel right now. Sydney Gray back into the game for the Wolverines. Allie Finch will move to the 2. Wide open, Sammy Jensen down low. Good look from Sydney.
Great find there by Sydney Gray. Once again, the Wolverines taking advantage of pressing the ball up the court quickly.
10-7, that's a 6-0 run for UVU. Largest lead of the game for the Wolverines at 3. And the Huskies are really struggling to score right now. A 3-point look here for Rachel Arthur. No good. Rebounded by Sydney. There's Whitney. Passes up the 3-pointer. Sarah down low. One dribble. Can't get a look. Jensen, a long two, is blocked. Great play there by Shanice Steinholt. And it's shocking that the leading scorer in the conference has yet to take a field goal attempt.
Definitely, she's looking to. She can't find position. Looks like she's got a big knee brace. I wonder if she maybe slightly injured or something.
Huskies get 2 there on the drive from Rachel Arthur, freshman from Texas. Cuts into that deficit and ends the scoring drought for Houston Baptist. Allie down low to Sammy, great pass, and Sammy finishes. Incredible play by Sammy Jensen.
A little bit of contact there as well. Sammy's looking for the call, but she's like, I'll just make the layup anyway.
3-pointer by Steinholt, air ball, rebounded and missed.
Did somebody tip that, or was it just a clean air ball?
I'm not sure, that's a good question. Jensen gets to the rim again. Sammy with 4 points in a row. She's up to 8 points on 3 of 4 shooting and 4 rebounds, so doesn't look like she's very happy with missing out on that double-double Wednesday, and she's going to make sure she gets that in the first half.
Yeah, as we've seen in almost every game this year, when she wants to, she can take over the game.
Sarah cleans up the rebound. Sydney pushing, does not have numbers. I don't know about this. Oh, bailed out by the official on a block there. Monet Neal into the game, draws the foul. Not the wisest decision, but she will get awarded with a free throw. We have a timeout coming up here. So Wolverines, after a slow start, use a 10-2 run over the last 2 minutes and 57 seconds to take a 14-9 lead. Sammy Jensen on senior night is leading the way with 8 points and 4 rebounds.
I'm Joe Luce, an anthropology student at UVU, and this is my classroom. At UVU, I'm sharpening my mind and my skills.
I'm Patty Garcia, a geology student at UVU, and this is Engaged Learning. At UVU, I'm learning by doing.
We take a look here at the replay. Cindy Gray drives in, lowers her shoulder, and gets the defensive blocking foul called on the Monette Neal. Good job there by Cindy not being afraid of the contact and getting her the foul.
Was that really a defensive block, though?
I didn't think. I mean, she was still moving a little bit, but Cindy definitely initiated all that contact, I thought.
Jensen, 4 points in a row and misses there. So, Casey with a nice hustle play. Sydney down the lane, turns it over on her way to the hoop. That'll go down as a steal for the Huskies. Ooh. Interesting. I'd have to see a replay on that to really. I thought I saw a little acting involved there as Mansfield tried to deflect the rebound away. And it looks like we have another timeout. 14-9 is the score here. 10-2 run for the UVU as they lead by 5. Jensen still leading the way with 8, Casey with 4, and for the Huskies, it's McGarrigan with 5 points, and they are really struggling as of late. We'll be back in a moment.
Dawn is breaking at Utah Valley University. 33,000 students are descending on campus. What are they after? Knowledge? Opportunity? They might be pursuing an MBA, an automotive certificate, or a bachelor's degree in philosophy. But despite their different paths, they share a common understanding.
Hi, my name is Tony. I'm a student with UVU Automotive, and this is my classroom. At UVU, you can graduate with a diploma and a resume.
Welcome back to Orem, Utah. We'll take a look here at this last play. All right, looks like we got some highlights. The great bounce pass by Cindy Gray finding Mansfield.
All right, Huskies with the basketball. They are 0 for their last 4. That's Wiebke. Bruns misses there on the field goal attempt. Gray with another rebound, doing some rebounding from the point guard position. Heavy defense on Jensen. She's getting a little frustrated there. Huskies really active with the hands, and nice pass. Allie Finch Cardwell. Passing is on display today.
Despite the active defense by the Huskies, the Wolverines are finally able to break through again, get a nice easy bucket for Casey.
Wolverines on another run. This one is 6-0 run over the last minute and 42 seconds. They went on a 6-0 run earlier in the game as well. That's Monet Neal on the miss from the baseline. Wolverines with a chance to build on their lead. Allie Finch down the lane, just a little strong on the layup. And that's Taylor Jefferson on the rebound. Huskies with the basketball. Maisie Elson into the game, and that's a long 2, no good. Rebounded by Monet Neal. Tries to get down the lane, and she gets called for travel. Either way, that's a travel or an offensive foul, I thought.
Yeah, she's got to make a call there, something. She's a little out of control. Looks like heading to the bench, a little winded.
All right, so the Huskies now, their players on the floor are number 10, Devin Weymouth, just checked in, along with 33, Maisie Elston. Shanice Steinholt, 14, Erin McGarrigan, the leading scorer, and also number 12, Wiebke Bruns. Jensen has an open lane. Blocked. Holy smokes, that was an incredible block.
Steinholt came out of nowhere, and Sammy Jensen thought she had an easy layup, but quickly was rejected.
Wow. I thought Jensen was going to have a clean layup there.
Basically came out of nowhere.
Maisie Elson with the ball, dumps it off to Wiebke Bruns. Lefty in the lane, a little strong. Rebounded by Jensen. That is Sammy's 5th rebound, and then a turnover on the other end. 9:45 remaining here, 16-9. Wolverines on top. If they win today, they will be Great West Conference champs, and that was too easy right there. Erin McGarrigan right to the bucket. No defensive contest.
Yeah, it doesn't get much easier than that, Matt. Just go right around her and put it in.
I wonder if Casey thought she had help or if she's a little tired. Casey down low, bumped, no call. Jensen has it, mid-range Jay, strong. Second time the Wolverines have been long from that area of the court.
With that angle, I kind of would have liked to see Sammy try and bank that one in off the glass.
Maisie Elson dumps it off, a long 3, no good, rebounded by Jensen. That was Devin Weymouth on the 3-point attempt for the Huskies, and now the Wolverines have it. Mansfield off a bad pass is able to save it, and the Wolverines will reset. 18 on the shot clock. Nice play there by Steinholt. Knocks over Cindy Gray, and even though Steinholt has not had an impact on the game offensively, as Erin McGarrigan scores again, her 9th point of the game, Steinholt is really doing a good job defensively.
definitely Houston Baptist. They're they're staying right in this game. We've seen a lot of the time once the Wolverines establish a lead, the other team get kind of lethargic and give up a little. But Houston Baptist, we're not seeing that. They're all just remaining in.
Leading score. Leading scorer right now for the Houston Baptist Huskies is Aaron McGarrigan with 9 points. For the Wolverines, it's Jensen with 8. And we talked about Shanice Steinholt in the pregame, leading scorer in the conference with 18 points. Right now she has no points, 0 of 2, 2 rebounds, and a couple blocks. And she's a lot more physical than I would have imagined just looking at her frame.
Yeah, she definitely has her presence there on the court.
Tina, long 3 off the back of the rim. 0 of 2 from 3 for Tina so far. 8 minutes remaining here in the first half. Wolverines have led by as many as 7. The lead is at 3 right now, and the Huskies have the basketball. Is that a 3 or a 2? It looks like a 2. Foot was on the line. The official says it was a 2. McGarrigan is just lighting it up right now for the Huskies with 11.
Well, we've seen it from the start of the game. She isn't afraid to step up, make those shots, doing well on the defense. Gets a little caught down low there, though. Sammy puts in the layup.
Jensen already with 10 points. She's already eclipsed the mark she had on Wednesday against Bakersfield. She had 7 points against the Roadrunners. 18-15. McGarrigan again. And she's being called for travel.
A little too many steps right there.
18-15 here in Orem. Wolverines lead by 3. They trailed early, and they have found a way to take the lead behind the stellar play of senior Sammy Jensen with 10 points and 2 rebounds.
Welcome to Utah Valley University, home to an educational philosophy that engages its students in hands-on, practical education. I invite you to learn more about one of Utah's largest, fastest growing, and most dynamic universities.
Dawn is breaking at Utah Valley University. 33,000 students are descending on campus. What are they after? Knowledge? Opportunity? They might be pursuing an MBA, an automotive certificate, or a bachelor's degree in philosophy. But despite their different paths, they share a common understanding.
There's Sammy Jensen with 10 points and 2 rebounds, and she wants to make the most of this last game at home. And, for someone that hasn't played 4 years here, the number she's put up is pretty staggering.
Yeah, you mentioned in the pregame that she's very likely the greatest player to ever play here at UVU.
Imagine what her numbers would be had she played all 4 years. I mean, there's very few players here at UVU that are in the 1,000 point club and 1,000 rebound club, and she did it in 3 seasons of play. Jenkins with the ball, cut off at the baseline, passes out. Tina, that was a better pass. She might have been able to get a clean 3-pointer off, but that leads to Sydney Gray, who misses, gets her own rebound, and puts it back in. Sydney Gray.
Impressive there by the 5'6" Gray, going in strong, missing the first initial layup, getting her own rebound and putting it back in.
Wolverines lead by 5, shooting 38% for the game. There's the steal opportunity, but McGarrigan comes up with it. They'll swing it into the corner to Vivka Bruns. Oh, look, a walk to me. No call, but it doesn't matter in the long run. Klamath gets the rebound. Sarah off the bench, already with 4 rebounds. Jensen down low. Left hand, no good. I haven't seen that yet all season.
Tried to almost do one of those push shots you see from Al Jefferson, the Utah Jazz, but couldn't get it to go.
Allie Finch-Cardwell and Casey Mansfield at the scorer's table waiting to check in. 6 minutes left, a long 3, no good, taken by Devin Weymouth. That's her second missed 3-pointer, and Jensen gets it to Sydney. Wolverines have the advantage on the rebound, 17-15. Crossover by Sydney with the left, no good. And then knocked out of bounds by the Huskies, so it'll stay here. As Allie Finch-Cardwell and Casey Mansfield check in for Sarah Clement and Sydney Gray. So to me, it seems like Allie Finch-Cardwell has replaced Ashley Clems as that backup point guard. Whitney, mid-range, no good off the side of the backboard. That area of the court down there, Justin, has not been kind to the Wolverines on the right side of the baseline.
Yeah, definitely. They've had some air balls, some hitting the backboard.
McGarrigan, no good. One of her rare misses today. She was 5 of 6 prior to that miss. Tina, down to Casey. Right hand, no good, and fouled by Vivka Bruns. That'll send Casey to the free throw line.
On that play, Casey, she was actually pretty far. She thought she was really close to the basket. Luckily for her, she's fouled by Bruns, kind of bailing her out because I don't think she was going to make that turnaround shot.
No, it did seem. I mean, she was probably 2 or 3 feet away from the hoop, farther than she thought, at least from the projection of her shot. She didn't seem to know exactly where the rim was there, but free throw attempts are always a good thing. Makes her first, misses her second, rebounded by Erin McGarrigan. And that's Bruns down into the paint to McGarrigan, passes out to Taylor Jefferson. Now it's Rachel Arthur with the basketball, defended by Tina. Tina Doty, quiet game so far, no points, missed her first 3 shots. Arthur down the lane, Jensen alters the shot, gets the rebound, and then she turns it over on a deflected pass. Now McGarrigan. Huskies are reset, 21-15, 4:44 remaining. Nice block there by Tina Doty. Fans love it. Jensen with another rebound. She has 10 points, 6 rebounds, turnover. A lot of wild, loose play right now. 20 in the shot clock. Shot is no good. Casey with the rebound. Something needs to be said, Justin, about the defense that the Wolverines have played on Shanice Steinholt in this first half. No points.
Definitely they've been keying on her, and she's frustrated. She doesn't know what's going on.
Tina Doty gets off the slump, makes a 3-point basket to give the Wolverines their largest lead of the game at 9, and the Wolverines are on a 8-0 run over the last 3 minutes and 47 seconds. Tina Doty, the team's best 3-point shooter at 39%, connects from 3. It's kind of been an interesting game so far as the Huskies have been able to hang around even though their best player is scoreless.
Yeah, they've been getting a good contribution from Bruns and also McGarrigan. I guess Bruns only has the 2 points, but it seems like she's been doing a lot more for the Huskies so far.
3 rebounds for Vivka Bruns. I'm sure she has a couple steals in there as well. And McGarrigan, 5 of 7. Really doing a nice job stepping in and scoring for the Huskies while Steinholt has been shut down so far. .342 remaining. Turnover by the Huskies. Jenkins has it, passes to Sammy. Will she take it all the way? She's fouled, and they're going to get a blocking foul on number 10, Devin Weymouth, a sophomore from Stockton, California. So following the timeout, Sammy Jensen will be on the free throw line. Jensen on senior night with 10 points, 7 rebounds to lead the way for the Wolverines. A win here will give them the conference championship in the Great West Conference. We'll be back in a moment.
Dawn is breaking at Utah Valley University. 33,000 students are descending on campus. What are they after? Knowledge? Opportunity? They might be pursuing an MBA, an automotive certificate, or a bachelor's degree in philosophy. But despite their different paths, they share a common understanding.
Fans, did you know the largest trampoline park in the United States is just south of UVU across from Walmart? It's called Get Air Hang Time. They've got dodgeball, slam ball, foam pits, open pit, and more. You have to see it to believe it. Mention you heard about it here. You'll get in for just $5. Jensen makes the free throw. 9-0 run now. Jensen with 11. Makes both. She's perfect from the free throw line this afternoon. 4 of 4. She's really playing good basketball, and the Wolverines are just so difficult to beat when Jensen's playing at this level.
Definitely, if she's able to get her position down low, no one's really going to stop her, especially the undersized Houston Baptist team.
McGarrigan misses the long three, and Whitney Jenkins has it. Passes to Tina, another three, in and out. Jensen cleans it up and finishes with the left hand. Kind of laughs and smiles down the court after that one. Looks like she's having a good time. 12 and 8.
Rachel Arthur tried to box her out there, but she failed pretty bad.
And Shanice Steinholt finally gets on the board with a long 2. First bucket of the game. She's 1 of 4. Leads the conference in scoring at 18 points per game. Whitney a 3. No good. Rebounded by Erin McGarrigan. Pushes it down to Devin Weymouth. Steinholt. Largest lead of the game for UVU at 11. McGarrigan at the free throw line. Passes out Weymouth, another 3. In and out. Rebound by Whitney Jenkins, and Devin Weymouth cannot find the stroke tonight. She is 0 of 3 from behind the three-point line.
Has an interesting release as well. Kind of takes it over to the right side and almost pulls it up with one hand.
Allie, step back, a little short. Casey taps it out to Allie Finch-Cardwell. Great effort there by Casey Mansfield, the senior from American Fork. Passes to Sammy, mid-range, no good. Loose ball everywhere, and Huskies come up with it. Again, that right corner has just been deadly for the Wolverines. Finally, a bucket goes for Devin Weymouth. And a turnover the other way.
Trying to do a little too much there. 8-point lead, minute 28 left. I think Coach Nixon would have liked him to run a little clock there instead of go for the long pass down.
28-20. Jensen with 14 and 8. Huskies with the basketball. Shooting 27% from the field so far in this game, 9 of 33, and 2 of 12 from the three-point line. They are not a good three-point shooting team, only at 26% on the season. Today they're at 17%. A make coming from McGarrigan. Another 3 here, no good. Jensen with the rebound, her 9th in the first half. Tina fakes the 3. Mid-range for Tina, short. Rebounded by Steinholt.
Once again, forcing something up there. I know they like to run the up-tempo offense, but
looks like the Wolverines will get the last shot. In the last game against Bakersfield, they had the last shot, and Tina Doty was able to hit a half-court shot at the buzzer to cut the lead to 3 after being down by more than 10 most of the first half, and Steinholt misses badly. Looks like the Wolverines' defense is really affecting her.
I'm not sure if that's really her game. I think she's more of a low post, getting closer to the rim. Not afraid to take the shot, but maybe she's just frustrated here because of the great defense by the Wolverines.
Will Tina hit a buzzer beater again, or will it be someone else? The shot clock is off, 6 seconds. Whitney has it, bumped out of bounds. Jensen has it, one on the shot clock. She'll beat the buzzer, and that'll end the first half. Sammy Jensen with 16 points and 9 rebounds, a tremendous first half. And clearly she is the leading candidate for the Wilkinson's Player of the Game, and an opportunity to sit down in between us and get grilled.
That's definitely an honor that all the players are looking forward to, is this wonderful plaque from Wilkinson's House of Lighting that is provided.
We'll take a break. It's 30-20. Wolverines on top by 10 and halfway there to winning the Great West Conference Championship outright.
Costa Vida was born on the beach, so the coast inspires how we prepare everything, from our crisp salads to our irresistible burritos. And with more fresh sauces and salsas to choose from, meals at Costa Vida are truly a custom experience. Costa Vida, the coast is calling.
Dawn is breaking at Utah Valley University. 33,000 students are descending on campus. What are they after? Knowledge? Opportunity? They might be pursuing an MBA, an automotive certificate, or a bachelor's degree in philosophy. But despite their different paths, they share a common understanding.
Welcome to Utah Valley University, home to an educational philosophy that engages its students in hands-on, practical education. I invite you to learn more about one of Utah's largest, fastest growing, and most dynamic universities.
Welcome back to Orem, Utah. It's halftime here on senior night for the women's basketball team, and they lead the Huskies by 10. Justin, let's start with the Huskies. They trail by 10, and their leading scorer has been held to only 2 points. What are your impressions so far in that first half?
Well, despite Shanice Steenholt only scoring the 2 points, they've gotten a good contribution from Erin McCarrigan. She's 5 of 8 shooting for 11 points, and she's really been the one that's kept them close in this game. It is a 10-point lead right now, but they're definitely not out of this. They get a few stops and things like that. Thus far, UVU, they've kind of struggled offensively as well, and that's kept the Huskies in the game.
UVU trailed early and kind of fought their way back. Why was it that the Wolverines were able to shake off that slow start and kind of start playing their game?
Well, we've seen it before. They come out, they're not necessarily lethargic, they just can't get anything going early. And that's something what happened. And then they come back, they get comfortable. Usually Sammy Jensen makes a few shots like she did. You get a three-pointer from Tina Doty. We saw that once again. So the thing with the Wolverines is they're pretty consistent. They kind of start out slow, and then they start to heat it up. And they usually at this point have a little bit bigger lead, but they're kind of more of a second-half team, Matt.
Huskies' leading scorer on the season is Shanice Steinholt. She averages 18 points per game. That's best in the conference. Jensen is second, right behind her at 17.3. But Steinholt has really been a non-factor. I mean, why has she been a non-factor so far?
Well, Coach Nixon talked in the pregame about getting her off of the block, having a lot of the defenders help, and they've done that. Every time she gets the ball, there's 2 or 3 defenders there contesting her shots. and she's been forced to take some outside shots. And to me, she doesn't look 100% healthy. I don't know what the deal is with her knee. She's wearing a really big brace, but she doesn't look like she's moving like someone that I would imagine that averages 18 points a game.
For the Wolverines, Sammy Jensen on senior night is really playing a tremendous brand of basketball. She already has 16 points and 9 rebounds. And she played well against Bakersfield, but statistically not one of her stronger games. But today she is really taking the team on their back, and probably the biggest reason why the Wolverines are leading by 10.
Definitely Sammy Jensen. Sammy Jensen. We've talked about her the whole year, the reigning Great West Conference Player of the Year. And she's come out on senior day, really stepped up. She's hustling around. She's been passing the ball. Everything that we expect from Sammy Jensen, she's done thus far.
Last question before we go to break here, Justin, but I want to ask you about Sammy again. And, you know, it's well documented how good she is at everything, but specifically today, what has impressed you about the way Jensen has played?
I think it's just been her hustle overall. She's missed some shots. She's shooting 6 of 12, 50% right now, but she's been hustling around. She's been getting her other teammates involved and things like that. And that's really what you look for someone like her as the leader or the captain of the team. Is she has 16 points, but she's been doing it in other places as well, defensively, passing, rebounding, all of that, which really make her the great player that she is.
Jensen with 16 and 9. We'll take a break here on the halftime show, and we'll be back with some more thoughts and first half highlights here on UVU TV.
Come join the student section and cheer for the Mighty Wolverines. Mighty Athletic Wolverine League sports passes are now available. Your mall pass gets you tickets to every NCAA home game, free food at the tailgate parties, prizes at the games, and lots of new friends. Get more information on their Facebook page or by calling Campus Connection at 801-863-8797. Go UVU!
If you're serious about going to college and getting a head start on the process, come get a feel for what university life is like. UVU Days are designed with you in mind. UVU Days are department-specific events held on Saturdays that will allow you to become a student for a day. These events are free and breakfast and lunch are served. For more information, dates, and times, please visit our website at www.uvu.edu/future students. Come experience what UVU has to offer in your field of study.
Dawn is breaking at Utah Valley University. 33,000 students are descending on campus. What are they after? Knowledge? Opportunity? They might be pursuing an MBA, an automotive certificate, or a bachelor's degree in philosophy. But despite their different paths, they share a common understanding.
Hi, my name is Tony. I'm a student with UVU Automotive, and this is my classroom. At UVU, you can graduate with a diploma and a resume.
And we welcome you back to Orem, Utah, as we take a look here at some first half highlights. Cindy Gray with a nice fundamental bounce pass, finding Casey Mansfield. A nice left-handed layup as well. Get a look here at a little bit of Houston Baptist. That's their leading scorer, Eric McCarrigan, with the jump shot. Finding Sammy Jensen once again, Cindy Gray picking up another assist. We talked about her being 6th all time on the list here at UVU. And once again, you know, Sammy Jensen, we've seen it. She's able to get that low position. She's able to go to work, and nobody can really stop her. And of course, Casey Mansfield again. Nice layup. A lot of what we've seen in the first half has been those easy layups. We've talked about the size advantage that the Wolverines do have. And most of their points have come from the paint. They've only hit the one three-pointer by Tina Doty. And so, you know, kind of what we've expected is them to dominate the paint and that's what's given them the 10-point lead here at halftime.
Yeah, at 1 of 5 from the three-point line, the Wolverines, they typically shoot it better than that, but they know where their advantage is today, and they've really taken advantage of that. And it's not only has Jensen been down there, but Casey Mansfield with 7 points, and Sarah Clement's been active down there, and even Sydney Gray has taken it to the rack a couple times. And one thing that I think that needs to be mentioned as well is even the times that they don't get the layup to go, I mean, how many times have we seen them tap a ball out for a new possession or cleaned up an offensive rebound for a putback?
Definitely.
And, what?
They've got the 8-second chance points, and, that's pretty much the difference here.
Right. Wolverines, this is their last run here in the Great West Conference, and at the beginning of the year we talked about how cool it would be to go out as champs before moving into the WAC, and they're in a really good position to do that.
Definitely just got to hold on here this final 20 minutes, keep the 10-point lead up, and they'll be champions headed for the tournament that they'll take place later here in March.
With the remaining time that we have, Justin, here in the halftime show, let's talk about the WAC and also what players are going to have to step up next year from this year's team to lead them into that conference. As we mentioned, it is senior night. 6 players are leaving. Sarah Clement, Tasha Sanborn. Not a whole lot of minutes between those two, but Sammy Jensen, Allie Finch-Cardwell, Casey Mansfield, and Sydney Gray, they play a lot of minutes. So next year when the Wolverines take the floor in the WAC, who are some players that the Wolverines are going to look to carry them into that next level of competition?
Well, we may see some growing pains as they go into the bigger conference next year with the WAC. The players that I'm going to be most interested in watching out for is Whitney Jenkins. She's already a starter here. She's really good at the defense, but also she can score. I think next year she'll turn into a little bit more of an offensive player. And then as well, Tina Doty. We've seen her kind of have her coming out party lately. I think that those 2 players next year are going to be the main ones that will have lead the Wolverines if they are successful in the WAC. I think it's going to be Jenkins and also Tina Doty. And then we'll see some younger classmen get some opportunities as well.
Yeah, looking at the roster, these are some players that have not played today, but we've seen throughout the year. Taylor Huber, very capable defender and three-point shooter. Last couple of games, their minutes have been decreased, and I think a large reason for that is with Allie Finch-Cardwell playing significant minutes off the bench. There's not a lot of minutes at that point guard and 2-guard position. Another player that has played sparingly throughout the year might be the starting point guard next year is Ashley Clems. And again, because of the emergence of Allie Finch-Cardwell as that backup point guard, not seeing a lot of time, but it wasn't so long ago that Coach Nixon was praising her play as the quarterback, quote unquote, and for the second unit. Also, Jessica Baczynski, a sophomore from Calgary. She started the first game of the year and has not seen a lot of time, but capable at that 4 position. And then another player, and someone that really could have a big year next year as a sophomore, is the 6'5" center, Sam Loggins. A lot of times she comes in off the bench and has a serious height advantage and is able to get a lot of layups and rebounds. So Sam Loggins is one of those players to really keep an eye on next year. Let's take another break, and then we'll be back for the second half action here in Orem, Utah.
Costa Vida was born on the beach, so the coast inspires how we prepare everything, from our crisp salads to our irresistible burritos. And with more fresh sauces and salsas to choose from, meals at Costa Vida are truly a custom experience. Costa Vida, the coast is calling.
Dawn is breaking at Utah Valley University. 33,000 students are descending on campus. What are they after? Knowledge? Opportunity? They might be pursuing an MBA, an automotive certificate, or a bachelor's degree in philosophy. But despite their different paths, They share a common understanding.
Welcome to Utah Valley University, home to an educational philosophy that engages its students in hands-on, practical education. I invite you to learn more about one of Utah's largest, fastest growing, and most dynamic universities.
Players are back on the court here for the second half. We're just waiting for the officials to get ready to inbound the ball, and we'll get set here in Orem. Huskies trail Wolverines by 10 here on senior night. That probably won't be the last time I say that either, but just want everyone to understand that it's senior night.
Senior night, Matt. Can't hold anything back now.
Huskies with the basketball, down 10, only shooting 26% from the field in that first half. And their leading scorer, Steinhold, has been held to 2 points. Average is 18, so great job by the defense. Almost a turnover there. Cindy Gray on the floor. That's Vibke Bruns. Is it a shot clock violation? Yes, it is. Official right in front of us. Taps his head. Shot clock violation, so that good Wolverine defense did not disappear during the break.
Jenkins initially was beat, did a good job recovering and forcing that airball shot.
Mansfield has it, 7 points from the first half. Turnover, and steps out of bounds. So turnover to turnover. Steinhold, rough afternoon continues. She made her presence known defensively a little bit, but offensively she has been shut down. 30-20. Jensen cuts and easy bucket. Sydney Gray with her third assist to Jensen. 18 and 9, one more rebound. She'll have her 19th double-double of the season.
Seems like Cindy Gray's really taken the senior day thing to heart. She's been playing really hard. Only has the 2 points, but
she's been to the rim a few times that have led to some second chance points, like you mentioned during our halftime show. 8 second chance points for UVU. Steinhold passes. Offensive rebound for the Huskies. It's Bruns down to McGarrigan. She is probably the only reason the Huskies are still in this game with 13 points. Something that I want to bring up about Sammy, and maybe you agree, maybe you won't, but what a luxury it is to have a player who is the second leading rebounder in the country who can come out and guard people on the three-point line without getting beat to the rim.
yeah, we mentioned the versatility that she has. I think she just picked up the double-double right there, right, with her 10th rebound. She's definitely going to be missed next year. Yeah. You know, they would really like to have her somehow get a 5th year of eligibility and start the whack out with her.
She'll be on campus next year. She is, I'm not exactly sure what degree she's getting. I know she's in the medical field, so she has 2 more years next year, which is the fact that she's able to play at this level, study that kind of, that level of school. I mean, medical field stuff is not easy. And then she also has like a 4.0. There's 7 players on this team have a 3.8 or higher. They've been ranked top 25 academically for the last couple years, so. I mean, we weren't kidding earlier when we said, what can't she do? Jensen catches and is fouled. Well, just to compliment another tremendous part of her game is she makes those amazing catches on entry passes. Those are not easy plays to complete, and she always finds a way to catch them. Look at this catch here, one-handed with the right hand, and then draws the foul and goes to the free throw line.
She's got those soft hands that, you know, it's like we've talked about it. She's a versatile player. I really don't know how else we can describe her. I'm sorry.
And she's
the thesaurus or something, but
perfect from the free throw line today. 6 of 6, 22 points, 10 rebounds. A lot of time left too. I mean, she could easily be in the 30s. Almost blocks the shot, changes it. Steinholt cleans it up and misses the putback. It's been that kind of afternoon for her, but she will go to the free throw line.
Yeah, we'll see here if we can get any look. She's attempting to bend her knee. I've been talking about this giant brace she's been wearing. She looks just a little out of it.
No good on the free throw. She was 2 of 2 prior to that miss. So here's the play. Jensen changed the shot. Steinholt comes over Mansfield. Mansfield could have done a better job of boxing out there. Second free throw is good. Huskies are going to press, and as good as the Wolverines have looked today, the game is definitely not out of reach. Sydney Gray down the lane. No good. Fouled. Will that be on Steinholt? Not sure. Nobody in foul trouble for the Huskies. And that's Steinholt's first personal foul.
We see her coming off the press. Cindy Gray drives in. Clearly a foul. 2 fouls. You know, if she would have made that, that would have been an impressive layup.
Sydney Gray, best free throw shooter on the team at 78%.
And just like that, she misses.
If I had $1 for every time I've done that to one of the players this year, I could go to a nice dinner
You should give them $1
tonight.
every time that you do that to one of the players. That would probably be the fair thing.
2 missed free throws by Sydney Gray. I'll take credit for that. Ball stripped, somehow winds up in the hands of Shanice Steinholt. That's her first field goal since the first half. 36-27, the game is far from over as the Huskies are just hanging around.
We'll see here with this press if the Wolverines are able to get deep. I mean, they do like running the up-tempo. Sometimes the press can kind of be a disadvantage for you, but the Huskies are doing a good job so far.
Casey drives in with the right hand and finishes. Casey Mansfield, kind of half skyhook looking shot over her right shoulder to finish. So Casey with 9 and 7, her final home game. Bruins passes to McGarrigan, leading scorer for the Huskies, drives down and finishes. Nice take there by Erin McGarrigan from Scotland.
We've seen her all afternoon, Matt, just driving in, not being afraid, making those easy buckets.
She's got 15. Nice pass from Sydney to Sammy, who finishes with the left hand, so 24 for Jensen. (40-29). Bruins wide open. No good. Rebound by Steinholt. All of her points in this half are coming from second chance opportunities.
It's something that we wouldn't like to see is Steinholt. We know she can light it up. She averages 18 points per game. Don't want to see her start to get comfortable and make shots and cut down this lead. Ooh, with the block there on Jensen, and then there's a foul called. Looks like it's going to be on McGarrigan.
Back to the free throw line where she's perfect, 6 of 6. She will shoot those after the break. Jensen of 24 and 11. Erin McGarrigan for the Huskies with 15 and 6. And Steinholt finally coming alive with 9 points and 7 rebounds. 15:29 remaining here in Orem, Utah.
Costa Vida was born on the beach, so the coast inspires how we prepare everything, from our crisp salads to our irresistible burritos. And with more fresh sauces and salsas to choose from, Meals at Costa Vida are truly a custom experience. Costa Vida, the coast is calling.
Hi, my name is Tony. I'm a student with UVU Automotive, and this is my classroom. At UVU, you can graduate with a diploma and a resume.
Welcome you back to Orem as we take a look here at the swat by Steenholt. Jensen gets the rebound, clearly a foul, send her to the line, see if she can add to her 24 points so far with 15:29 remaining here in the second half.
Shanice Steenholt with 3 blocks in the first half and was able to find out exactly why she wears the knee brace. Last season she tore her ACL, season-ending knee injury as a freshman. So she has played all season long, so she's able to get back in time for this season, and it's probably 100%. Well, close to. I mean, it's probably taken some wear and tear as the season goes on. At this point, I mean, who is 100%, you know?
Yeah, it's pretty impressive what doctors can do these days with those injuries. You know, before you'd be out at least a year, 2 years. Now you see them coming back, you know, athletes with that injury. Got to give it up to the doctors out there, the new technology they use.
More than anything, it's probably just protection, and in a lot of cases stuff like that is more mental than physical. She probably doesn't need it, but just feels comfortable with it. Right down to Steinholt, blocked, wanted a foul call, did not get it. Steinholt with 9 points, 7 rebounds. Block goes to Sarah Clement, senior, 1 of 6, 42-31. Jensen has 26 points. Perfect from the free throw line, 8 of 8. She's taking a break right now. Mid-range jumper in and out. Rebounded by Vibeke Bruns, no good. Loose ball and a foul on Sarah Clement. And if there's been a weak link in the armor for the Wolverines today, specifically in the second half, they're giving up too many offensive rebounds.
Yeah, definitely. Bruns there just hustling, getting 2 or 3 chances, and then finally the foul's called. Not something Coach Nixon's going to be happy with at this point.
Sammy back into the game. How long was that break?
Well, I guess it shows Coach Nixon wants that conference championship. She's not taking anything lightly here.
Mid-range, Steinholt, no good. Jensen with an impressive rebound. And Jenkins has it. Tina thought about the 3, went baseline. Sarah is able to get it to Allie. Pass down to Sammy. Oh, and the look on her face tells it all. She knew she should have had that one.
Yeah, a little hard throw there, but Sammy just kind of bobbled the catch. Frustrated.
I wonder if she thought that was going to be deflected and was a little unprepared for it.
One of
Sometimes
those
that
instances
happens.
where it just hits you and you're like, whoa, you're throwing it to me? Like,
Right. Yeah, when it comes through traffic like that, I can't blame her for not instinctually thinking that it was going to make it through. Turnover there. Steinholt can't bring it down.
you know, almost the same thing here we see with Houston Baptist. Throwing it through traffic, Steinholt can't make the catch.
Right. And I think there's a reason that coaches prefer that triangle method where the ball goes to the wing before coming in. It's just an easier play to make for the post player. Tina, mid-range floater, gets it to go. Tina Doty, for only her 2nd bucket of the game. She averages 10 points per game, and Steinholt cherry picking on the other end for easy 2. She's up to 11 now. 9 of those coming here in the second half. Allie Finch in at point guard for the Wolverines. Sarah down low, fade away, no good. Rebounded by Monet Neal, a freshman from San Antonio, off the bench for the Huskies. 44-33. Wolverines have led by as many as 11, and they lead by 11 now. Under 14 minutes here in the game. Knee, no good. Rebounded, kept alive, and then Jensen comes up with a loose ball. Jensen's 13th rebound, 26 points. Her career high, 31 and 22. Not in the same game. But she has plenty of time left to break both those records. Jensen, a mid-range, short. Rebounded by Vibeke Bruns. She'll push it. Does not have numbers. Leads to a three. Nothing but net for the Huskies. That was Taylor Jefferson, and we have a timeout taken by UVU after the Huskies cut it to 6. I mean, UVU has clearly been the better team today, but the Huskies are hanging around.
Yeah, the Huskies definitely have not been affected by the altitude. We talked, they're still hustling. They're still doing all that they can. The Wolverines, they're at that point where they're looking to pull away here with the 9-point lead, but they're just unable to do so right now. Just letting them stay. And that's something as the road team you're always going to look to do is just stay around, give yourself a chance to win it there at the end.
Wolverines are shooting 39% from the field. That is what they average on the season, so right at their season average. Houston Baptist at 30%. And the rebounding advantage, it's a close one, but the Wolverines have the advantage by 2. They have 33 total rebounds. Houston Baptist are 31. Both teams have 8 turnovers, and I was just thinking about that. There hasn't been an abundance of turnovers today. A lot of teams are getting shots up.
Yeah, mainly just missing shots. I don't know if they're not as focused on the offense or what, but both teams have played pretty good defense so far. Just offensively, not bad, but could be a little better.
Yeah. Full court press is on. Huskies trying to get some easy buckets. Taylor Huber, first action today. Whitney to Taylor. She'll pass it down to Casey. I was expecting her to hoist that three-pointer like she normally does.
Yeah, sure. Her eyes kind of lit up, but she decided to pass it. I think that was the smart play right there.
I would agree.
The fadeaway 3 would have been.
Yeah, that's such a difficult shot when your body momentum's pulling you one direction, especially from that far out. Sydney to inbound from the baseline. Player falls down, gets it into Jensen. Allie has Sydney. Sydney drives down, ball poked away and stolen by Aaron McGarrigan. So there's the stop that the Huskies needed. And that three-pointer, it looks like it was changed to a 2. So 44-35. Steal by Sydney, around the back. Gets it to Casey, and she turns it over.
Tumbled there a little bit. I think she was surprised. She may have been looking at Cindy Gray's behind the back dribble there.
Huskies with it. Double teamed is Vibeke Bruns, passes out of it. Monet Neal, one dribble, pull up. No good. Sammy Jensen with the rebound. That's her 14th. She pushes it. Taylor Huber's running. She'll take it down and is fouled on the attempt. So Taylor Huber off the bench will be awarded some free throw opportunities after the timeout. 44-35 here in Orem, Utah. We'll take a break here. Sammy Jensen with 26 points and 14 rebounds. 6 more points for Jensen, and she will have a new career high on senior night. We'll be back in a moment.
If you're serious about going to college and getting a head start on the process, come get a feel for what university life is like. UVU Days are designed with you in mind. UVU Days are department-specific events held on Saturdays that will allow you to become a student for a day. These events are free and breakfast and lunch are served. For more information, dates, and times, please visit our website at www.uvu.edu/future students. Come experience what UVU has to offer in your field of study.
Dawn is breaking at Utah Valley University. 33,000 students are descending on campus. What are they after? Knowledge? Opportunity? They might be pursuing an MBA, an automotive certificate, or a bachelor's degree in philosophy. But despite their different paths, They share a common understanding.
We take a look here at the foul on Taylor Hubert. Good job initiating the contact and getting the call. Adidas is now the official outfitter of UVU athletics. To check out Adidas apparel, visit adidas.com.
Taylor Huber on the free throw line. Typically she likes the longer shots from the three-point line, but wisely took it to the rim and missed the free throw. So the Wolverines on the afternoon are 69% from the free throw line at 9 of 13, but Jensen is perfect with 8 of 8. Huber gets the second one to roll in. Huber on the season is only a 68% free throw shooter. 45-35, 10-point lead. It's kind of where it's been since about the 10-minute mark in the first half. Huskies staying around. Steinholt down the lane, could have walked.
Just a few too many steps there, a little out of control. And they're going to call travel on that probably 10 out of 10 times.
Sydney has it. Taylor Huber down the lane again with the left hand. Gets it to roll. Taylor, this is a part of her game that I'm not familiar with.
Yeah, she's coming in, trying something different, driving to the hole, getting the foul. Now she's getting the layup.
I think it's good for a player like Taylor as McGarrigan misses and Steinholt gets the rebound. A three, Weymouth, no good. Two players kind of run into each other. It's Jensen and Finch that leads the offensive rebound. Rachel Arthur down the lane, and there will be a foul call, but coming back to my point before all that wildness happened down there, I think it's good for a player like Huber who loves the long shot to get a couple layups and free throws in before she fires from three-point range.
Yeah, you hope for everyone to be able to make those easy layups close to the rim, and so it basically just makes you more of a threat, because if they think you're going to drive, then they give you more room to take the outside shot.
There's Coach Mary Gleason of the Huskies. That's her third year at the helm for Houston Baptist. Kind of interesting note here, but Houston Baptist has never beaten UVU. 7-0. And Houston Baptist is 5-21 on the season. Jensen down low with the right hand. Sammy and 1. 28 points with an opportunity to get 29. And if I was a betting man, I would say she's going to get a new career high today.
Yeah, you know, you mentioned the Houston Baptist being 0-7. We see it's gonna be 0-8 unless they can find a way to stop Sammy Jensen here in the second half, because already with the 28 points and the 14 rebounds.
And you saw the catch. I mean, we've talked about this already, but how did she pull that in? There are men's players who can't pull those passes in that play in the post.
It's true, you know. Not just the Charlotte Bobcats, but other players on teams that can't make that play.
Officials checking out the basketball before they give Jensen the free throw. Can she continue the streak of perfect free throws?
There's a new basketball, so I think that there might have to be an asterisk on her streak, because, you know, how often do you switch basketballs in the middle of the game?
I've jinxed her as well.
Oh, you got the shooter's roll though, Matt. Good for you.
29-14. Sammy Jensen arguably playing her best game as the best player to play here at UVU. I mean, what a way to go out. Allie Finch-Cardwell cannot come up with the block. And we'll have a timeout here, probably a 30-second timeout by the Huskies as they trail by 13. So the largest lead of the game was 15 just a moment ago, but really the story of the game at this point is just Jensen has been too good for the Huskies.
She's definitely been leaving it all on the court here. Her final game at UVU, and impressive. See how she finishes it out. I mean, the game, to me, I thought Houston Baptist, they made a short run. It looked like they were going to get back into it, and since then, Sammy Jensen's just gone to work, and 13 points here.
Wilkinson's Trophy and Athletics is proud to sponsor the player of the game. We'll select that player after the game, and they'll receive a plaque courtesy of Wilkinson's Trophy and Athletics. And I'm going to go on a limb and say that Sammy Jensen is going to get that award.
It's not the Sammy Jensen Award yet, though, right? Maybe next year. Maybe Wilkinson's will present the Sammy Jensen Award for the player of the game. Probably because the marketing, you can't do that as a college athlete. They can't.
But she won't be a college athlete after next year.
Exactly.
Under 10 minutes to go here. Finch, Cardwell has it. Sammy Jensen's taking a breather. Taylor Huber, three-pointer in the corner.
Like she step out of bounds, or do they call 3 seconds?
I'm not sure.
There's just a whistle all of a sudden.
I think she stepped out of bounds. It says turnover by Taylor Huber. Maybe she walked, shuffled her feet before. Steinholt running Sky Oak off the window.
Impressive power move there by Steinholt.
She's going to be a good player in the Great West Conference. Or in the WAC, actually. Houston Baptist is going to the WAC, but I think she has a lot to learn today from a player of Jensen's caliber. And a turnover by Allie Finch Cardwell. You don't see that very often with Allie, but a bad pass there, and she'll take a break. Tina Doty checks back into the game. Check out Tina's socks.
She got those RG3 socks going on today, or what? Those look pretty sweet, the Adidas.
10 seconds on the shot clock. Will they go back to Sammy? They swing it to Taylor. Tina. Bad pass, turnover. Erin McGarrigan gets credit for the steal. She'll pass it off to Rachel Arthur. Dumps it down to Steinholt. Nice reverse layup there by Shanice Steinholt.
The second half, we've seen the Steinholt that we expected in the first half. You know, she's keeping her team in here now, picking up now with the 15 points.
(50-41). Houston Baptist's on a 6-0 run. Sydney from outside, no good. Rebounded by Taylor Jefferson. Taylor almost turned it over. That should be, oh, it is a turnover. Double dribble there by Taylor Jefferson.
Give some more credit to that Wolverine defense. I don't know if they really affected her there. She kind of just did that on her own, but you get the credit for the turnover.
A little over 8 minutes remaining here. Wolverines up by 9, have a chance to clinch the championship tonight. Jensen with the left hand, and she has tied her career high with 31 points.
You said you think she's gonna surpass that. I agree with you, Matt. I think she's gonna set a new career high here.
Going out on a limb with that prediction.
Call me crazy with 7:49 to go here in the second half.
52-41. Jensen's career day on senior night continues with 31 and 14. Probably not going to break the rebounding mark today, but long three hits the rim, resets the shot clock, and Whitney Jenkins comes in to collect the rebound. Tina has it, gets it to Jensen, to Sydney. I'd love to see Jensen nail a three-pointer before this game's over. Little cherry on top of a great game. Jensen's got the position, but Whitney Jenkins will take the three. No good. Rebounded by Jocelyn Pugh. First minutes today for Jocelyn off the bench for the Huskies. Jefferson has the ball, passes it across court to Rachel Arthur. She'll go baseline. Block, no. I'm not sure if that was a block or just a poor shot, but nevertheless, Rachel Arthur gets her own rebounds and misses, and Jensen comes up with the rebound. She's got 15 now, and the Wolverines and the Huskies both have 37 team rebounds apiece. Whitney Jenkins. Deflected and stolen by Erin McGarrigan. And a miss there by Steinholt. So she's just had a rough day. Steinholt is 6 of 13. Most of those 15 points coming in the second half. Whitney Jenkins misses. Sammy Jensen taps it out to Sydney Gray, and they'll reset. 6 minutes to go here. 52-41. Casey Mansfield, high post, out to Sammy.
Tina Doty's wide open over on the right side, calling for it. She finally gets the ball.
10 on the shot clock. Casey to Tina. Steps in. Little scoop shot, no good. Gets her on a rebound, misses. Sammy tries to keep it alive, can't. Aaron McGarren comes up with the rebound, passes it off to Jefferson. Down by 11 and still not over with 5.5 to go. Jensen with another rebound on the miss. 31-16. One more point and Sammy Jensen will have a career high in points. Tied her career high.
Has kind of cooled off here in the second half. I guess Steenholt has stepped it up, but
Whitney down to Sammy. Passes out to Casey for a mid-range. Got it. Sammy with the assist.
And you know, that's once again the versatility that she's showing. She's, you know, she's probably knows she's pretty close to a career high. You can kind of feel that. And she's able to pass it to her teammate unselfishly for the wide open shot.
Houston Baptist trails by 13, and what do they need to do if they want to get back in it?
I think they got to keep going to Steenholt, their leading scorer. She's really caught fire here in the second half, bringing it up to 15 points. But they've got to have McCarrigan as well. They've got to get both of those players good looks, and I think really what they've got to do is they've got to stop Sammy Jensen, but I don't know if they can do that, so probably not going to happen.
Yeah, what can you do? When Jensen's scoring all over the place, and then when you suck in on a double, she passes out to Casey, who nails the mid-range jumper.
One other thing that Houston Baptist could do is get some three-pointers. They're 2 of 16 so far, so they're really going to need to start, you know, heating up the hibachi, if that's what you want to call it, and get those three-pointers to drop. And that'll get them back close to getting a victory here.
Vibke Bruns with the ball out of the inbounds play. I think it's important as well, Justin, that Houston Baptist takes good quality shots early in the shot clock. They just don't have the time to be taking all 30 seconds of the shot. Almost a turnover. That's Rachel Arthur, no good. Rebounded by Casey Mansfield. Sydney Gray dribbling in traffic. Brings it out and will reset. Tina. Couple crossovers from the screens from Jensen. Casey. Ten on the shot clock. Sammy Jensen trying to get position. Tina, couple crossovers. She's got to put up a shot. Passes out. Allie Finch-Cardwell in front of the shot clock. No good, and that's a shot clock violation. She wants a foul call, but is not going to get it. So we'll take a break here. And thanks as well for you watching on collegeinsider.com at 7 p.m. tonight on collegeinsider.com. The UVU men's team will play Chicago State. It's 54-41 here in Orem, Utah.
Welcome to Utah Valley University, home to an educational philosophy that engages its students in hands-on, practical education. I invite you to learn more about one of Utah's largest, fastest growing, and most dynamic universities.
If you're serious about going to college and getting a head start on the process, come get a feel for what university life is like. UVU Days are designed with you in mind. UVU Days are department-specific events held on Saturdays that will allow you to become a student for a day. These events are free and breakfast and lunch are served. For more information, dates, and times, please visit our website at www.uvu.edu/future students. Come experience what UVU has to offer in your field of study.
Welcome back to Orem, Utah. Flying out of Salt Lake City, you can park where UVU Athletics Department parks at Diamond Airport Parking. Diamond offers airport parking for less money. Diamond Shuttle will pick you up right at your car and take you to the airport. Diamond offers 4 levels of parking, including valet, as well as a free car wash for everyone. More info, visit diamondslc.com.
Huskies with the basketball. Trail by 13. Jefferson is fouled on her take to the rim by Casey Mansfield. That'll be Casey's third personal foul. And we have another timeout. Score is 54 to 41. Wolverines on top, and they're less than 4 minutes away to winning the Great West Conference Championship outright. We'll be back in a moment.
Costa Vida was born on the beach, so the coast inspires how we prepare everything, from our crisp salads to our irresistible burritos. And with more fresh sauces and salsas to choose from, meals at Costa Vida are truly a custom experience. Costa Vida, the coast is calling.
Welcome to Utah Valley University, home to an educational philosophy that engages its students in hands-on, practical education. I invite you to learn more about one of Utah's largest, fastest growing, and most dynamic universities.
Take a look here at this last replay. Mansfield called for the foul. Almost looks as if, I didn't see much contact there, but nonetheless, the officials give her the call, sending Taylor Jefferson to the free throw line.
Makes her first. 54-42. Misses her second. Jensen with another rebound, so 18. It's not out of the question that she also sets a rebounding mark. She's at 18. She only needs 5 more. I mean, that's a good amount. Almost fouled. Probably could have been called. Jensen with 31. 11 on the shot clock. Casey has it. Right hand layup. No good, but she is fouled and will go to the free throw line. Casey with 11 and 10, so a double-double for Casey Mansfield in her final home game as a Wolverine. She makes the free throw. 2 of 3 from the free throw line this afternoon. 55-42, about 3 minutes remaining. Makes the second. Vibka Bruins passes out. That's McGarren down the lane with the right hand. That's good. Erin McGarrigan with 17 points. She does have 4 personal fouls, so one more foul from McGarrigan, and that'll be the last time she'll put it in. And there is a foul on Allie Finch-Cardwell. Foul committed by Rachel Arthur. That is Arthur's second personal foul. Wolverines are in the bonus, so they'll be shooting free throws the rest of the way.
Looked like they were pretty close to a 10-second call there, but Arthur bails her out with the foul.
Allie Finch-Cardwell, 2 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. No good on the free throw. Almost kept alive by Sammy Jensen. And they leak out to Rachel Arthur, who finishes. No finish.
No, she looked good, but just didn't go in. Other than that, it was a perfectly executed play by the Huskies.
And a foul committed by Vibka Bruins. That'll send Casey to the free throw line again. And we got to find a way to get Sammy Jensen on the free throw line again.
Get her an easy bucket here. Looked like she got pushed there in the back.
I thought the same thing. 2:20 remaining here. Right now, it looks like the Wolverines are going to win this game. Jensen with another rebound, 19, 31, and 19. Allie passes to Sydney. Almost fouled. Passes it to Allie Finch-Cardwell. They got to get it to Sammy Jensen. I mean, it's her last home game. Get that woman a career high.
You'd think, maybe we need to go. Oh, here we go. Out, fouled.
There you go, Sammy. Perfect. 9 of 9 today, and she's back at the free throw line. On the season, Sammy Jensen is a 72% free throw shooter, and a make here. She does get 2 because she was fouled in the act of shooting.
Oh, well, she just set the career high with that 32.
And that's it. 32 points for Sammy Jensen, a career high, 32 and 19.
Not a bad afternoon. Oh.
And the miss.
At least she got the record, or the career high.
And she's fouled again. No, time out before the foul. Sammy with 32 and 19. She has set a career high this afternoon with points in her final home game in front of her family and fans. And that is an incredible stat line. I mean, just looking at the thing is incredible. 32. She's shooting better than 50% from the field at 11 of 19, and then the 19 rebounds, and there's still an opportunity here to get a couple more.
Yeah, we'll see in the pregame if she was really up for this game or if she kind of thought it was just a normal game. Kind of see her thoughts as well as Coach Kathy Nixon, so stay tuned. Immediately following the game, we will have the Wilkinson player of the game as well as Coach Nixon in our post-game show.
Fans, Noodles & Company is proud supporter of the Wolverines. Visit the Noodles & Company in Orem for a collection of timeless dishes inspired from around the world and freshly prepared for you. Favorites like the Wisconsin mac and cheese, Japanese pan noodles, or peppery pork sandwich. Noodles & Company, your world kitchen. Under 2 minutes to go. Sydney Gray, a senior, running the show. Tasha Sanborn getting some minutes as a senior. Nice to see her out there. Allie Finch with 2 on the shot clock, down to Tasha. Can she get it up in time? No, she loses the basketball. So at this point, it looks like they're going to try and get Tasha a bucket before the game ends.
That would be nice for her on senior day. We talked about her, working hard in practice, probably helping Sammy to develop as a player as well.
Long three-pointer for the Huskies. Air ball, rebounded by Allie Finch-Cardwell. So right now, we've got all seniors on the floor. Final game at home for all Wolverine players on the floor. It's Sydney Gray with the ball, Casey Mansfield at the bottom of the screen, Sammy Jensen with it. Tasha, ball poked away, a turnover. They'll have one more chance to get Tasha a bucket. Steinholt is fouled by Casey Mansfield. That's Casey's 4th personal foul.
You can hear the crowd is clearly upset with that call. Looked like she had perfect hold on the ball, but now a timeout.
Timeout taken by Coach Mary Gleason of the Huskies. Under a minute to go, and I think it's safe to say, Justin, it's mathematically impossible for Houston Baptist to win this game.
Yeah, I was never too good at math, but I can do this equation.
So the Wolverines will go to 8-0 all-time against Houston Baptist. That'll put Houston Baptist at 5 for 22 on the year. That is an improvement from last year. They were 1-27. So it looks like the program's heading in the right direction, and they have a player to build around in Steinholt. And I think the future's bright for the Huskies, but today it was all Wolverines. And they're going to win the conference in their final year. Jensen, last game at home, put up a career high in points at 32. And we will talk with Sammy Jensen as soon as the game is over. I think it's safe to say that she is going to be the Wilkinson's player of the game. Following her, we'll talk with Coach Nixon. And then remember, tonight at 7 p.m., the men's team plays Chicago State on UVU TV. It's also on WolverineGreen.com and CollegeInsider.com as well.
I may ask Sammy if she actually hangs these plaques up, or if she has so many of them that she can't.
That's a good question. I would love to know. It's her last interview here.
Maybe she uses them as coasters or something like that. I don't know.
That's a good question. It's not a bad idea to ask a couple fun questions on our last interview in the chair. So 47-46. Jensen has the ball. They're going to get one more shot up before this game ends. Sydney Gray passes the mid-court line. I wonder if they're going to try and get Tasha the ball here one more time. Spins out of it. Casey. Tasha sets the screen. It's 5 on the shot clock. And Casey Mansfield looks like a foul. That'll send Casey to the free throw line. And it's nice to see her on the free throw line, but poorly executed play there to get Tasha the ball.
Yeah, like to see her score here on senior day, but maybe she can get a rebound here and put it back in.
Casey Mansfield makes the free throw, so now Casey has 14 points and 11 rebounds. Here's the replay, screen step by Tasha. Casey comes off the screen, little hesitation, and she is shoved by Steinhold. So it looks like maybe they're intentionally trying to make it so Sanborn doesn't get a bucket.
Yeah, nice tribute here by Coach Nixon as she's letting the crowd applaud the seniors one by one, run off the court for one final time.
There's Jensen's afternoon is over. 32-19. Sarah Clement getting a couple seconds here in her last home game. Vibke Bruns passes the Steinhold, a 3, no good. Rebounded by Sarah, the senior. One final rebound for Sarah at home. That was her 5th rebound, and that will be the end of the game. Final score, 59-46. We'll speak with Sammy Jensen in just a moment. We'll take a quick break here and then be back with Sammy Jensen. Jensen finished with 32 points and 19 rebounds as the Wolverines win the Great West Conference Championship outright. We'll be back in a moment.
Welcome to Utah Valley University, home to an educational philosophy that engages its students in hands-on, practical education. I invite you to learn more about one of Utah's largest, fastest growing, and most dynamic universities.
Hi, my name is Tony. I'm a student with UVU Automotive, and this is my classroom. At UVU, you can graduate with a diploma and a resume.
All right, we're here with Sammy Jensen. We'll be quick so you can get out and celebrate with your teammates. But what a night on your last game. Talk about just the feelings you're having right now, finishing with a career high in points and winning the conference championship.
Yeah, well, it was just a really big game. We wanted to win it outright. We knew we had to come in here and get business done, so just stayed focused and just went after it.
Business done,
yeah.
Obviously.
So being a senior, this being your last game, did you approach it any differently? Were you like emotionally like, oh, this is my last game, or were you just like, oh, I'm going to go out and play just like a normal game?
Just like every other game. Just be aggressive, go to the basket, whatever the defense gives you, just take it.
All right, Sammy, I'll let you go get a free t-shirt. If there's any extras, grab one for me.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Sammy. Congratulations. Sammy Jensen. So probably could have spoke to her a little longer, but I felt bad making her sit in this chair while her team's celebrating. So we'll await Coach Nixon. The players are on the floor wearing the champion hats. There she is, thumbs up to the TV. Oh man, that's funny. She is fun. So let's take a look at some highlights here while we wait for Coach Nixon.
See Sammy Jensen, one of her 32 points. McCarrigan for the Huskies, finishing with 17. Sammy Jensen with one of her 19 rebounds. Is that correct? Yeah, 19 rebounds. Casey Mansfield gets into the action. Had a few of those nice runners, adding in her 15 points. We get a look here at Cindy Gray, able to find Sammy Jensen. She did a great job as well on her senior day. Shanice Steenholt finally got things going for the Huskies, but it was all Sammy Jensen and the Wolverines as they capture their Great West Conference Championship.
I tried to wipe that off as clean as I could for you this time. So, what a tremendous performance by your team, and specifically Sammy Jensen in her last night. And maybe we'll start with what has Sammy Jensen meant to your program over the last 3 years?
Well, obviously, statistically, she's been a huge part of our success. But, stats don't always say the whole story. She's set a precedence in terms of work ethic, and I've said it all year long, and really since she got here, it's just consistency, If we all were as consistent as our job as Sammy is at hers, we'd probably all be a lot better. She's amazing. She's a competitor and has a special gift, especially if you're rebounding the basketball. She's just amazing at it. So just excited for these kids, 99% of what we do as a team, we do with nobody there. And it's been a pleasure for me to coach every day with these girls because they come to work and they come to play together. And as a coach, that's what you want. And I'm just really grateful for them.
Can you talk specifically about the seniors, what they've meant to this program, and what you're going to do to kind of replace them next year, or if you're going to be able to do that?
I get kind of sad on senior day. It's just you get really attached to these girls, and what they've meant to our program is just really immeasurable. They've brought a sense of work ethic and a mission. You look at where Casey Mansfield and Sid Mason went their freshman year, which was last place in our conference. 2 and 4 years we're winning a championship, and at a 500 season with a chance to win a tournament and go to postseason play. And it's been an awesome 4 years for those guys, and I'm looking forward. We still have so much to do. We got another championship to win and more games after that. So this is just one of our landmarks, and we met one of our goals, and we're looking forward to reaching some of our other ones.
We'll finish with this, Coach, but what did you specifically like about your team's play today?
Well, I thought we had some possessions where, as a team, we clicked together better than we do sometimes. Just especially on the offensive end, in the first half, we had some just really good rhythm to our offense and just a good balance to it. And just I just love to watch them compete. And I thought, Houston Baptist isn't bad. They're a pretty good team, and I think that they'll test whoever they play at the tournament. And this wasn't a walkover game. I thought we had to beat them, and really proud of the kids for stepping up and doing that.
Thanks, Coach. Congratulations on the conference championship.
Thank you so much.
If there's any spare apparel, send it my way. No.
You bet. Hey, shout out to anybody listening out there. We appreciate you guys, and it's been an awesome year. Looking forward to a couple more wins. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. We'll be following them in the conference tournament in Chicago in a couple weeks, and then they take care of business there, Justin. They will see themselves in a postseason tournament.
Yeah, we'll look forward to more UVU basketball, but it was a good year. Gotta respect the seniors for what they've done.
All right. From Orem, Utah, it was 59-46. He's Justin Foreman. I'm Matthew Biamonte. Thanks for listening and watching on collegeinsider.com, on wolverinegreen.com as well. And Wolverines are conference championships in their final season in the Great West Conference. Thank you and good afternoon.